So when I look at the left now from a conservative perspective, I can always see my old self in these people. So most of the time I can tell you what's probably going on in their head.
The Life of a Showgirl is the kind of album that you release under an authoritarian regime. That's a comment someone left on my initial album reaction video, and let me tell you all the reasons why that's true. In our current political climate of a government shutdown, increased censorship, in my own city of Chicago, military-style ICE raids where they're zip-tying children and arresting aldermen, some will argue that The Life of a Showgirl is a necessary reprieve. This is an album that celebrates joy, and the lyrics might not be that deep, and they might not say that much, but it allows us to have fun. I agree that her lyricism has drastically decreased in quality on this album, but she's saying a lot more than nothing. In fact, what she says is actually glaring, and she's saying that she's aligning herself with MAGA and the conservative right. She does this through misogyny, anti-blackness, and an explicit honesty about how she uses her power and exploits it for profit. I personally think Taylor Swift is tone deaf and petty, so when she's coming for Travis's ex-girlfriend saying that she was only with him for fame or money, something she's totally never done before, that she doesn't realize she's throwing the weight of her billionaire status and the entire music industry at a black woman. When she says she wants to have kids and have the whole block looking like you, she's not thinking about the fact that she's hinting that she wants to surround herself with whiteness. When she says, I'm not a bad bitch, I'm not a savage, she doesn't realize she comes off sounding like Lana Del Rey's Question for the Culture. She thinks she's just talking about the way people talk on the internet, but those lyrics are heavily associated with black female musicians. Me saying that is not letting Taylor Swift off the hook. Her music does not exist in a vacuum, and on some level, she had to know that a song celebrating people who are canceled would resonate with the right. For our supposed English teacher, Taylor Swift has said nothing about the state of reading in this country, the fact that politicians are bullying school leaders into censoring books according to ideological preferences. When Taylor got engaged, Trump literally wished her well and said that she's a fantastic person. 1 year ago, he was tweeting that I hate Taylor Swift. So in the end, forget Miss Americana. She's just another billionaire protecting her self-interest and aligning herself with the conservative right.
If you ask me why Trump name is coming into this, I can't understand. A lot of liberals are putting out videos calling Trump name. I don't know why. This lady actually point out some tweet Trump put out about Taylor Swift. Yes, before we take an exclusive look into what this lady said on this video about Taylor Swift, when you take a look at what Marjorie Taylor Greene sent out on X, Bad Bunny says America has 4 months to learn Spanish before his perverse unwanted performance at the Super Bowl halftime. It will be a good time to pass my bill to make English the official language of America, and the NFL need to stop having demonic-ass performance during its halftime shows. A lot of people reacted to this during this weekend, and The View actually said something that triggered a lot of people about this. Whoopi says, you should paint your face black.
Anyway, she's threatening to go to the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny is there and round up all these people. Do you think that she would go if it was Garth Brooks or Eminem or Taylor Swift or any other white person?
Let me understand what you're saying, because she's going to go to the Super Bowl and round up. How's she going to know who's who?
Because the Supreme Court has given permission to question anyone who has a Spanish accent, who has a dark skin.
Yeah. So here's
That's why.
Thing. Here's the thing. Everybody, get a little cocoa butter, sit in the sun. That's the first thing. and this is the only time you can probably ever do this, give yourself a Latin accent.
You know, Whoopi, that is such a good idea.
And see.
You didn't turn down the Super Bowl because of performance footage?
No.
Okay.
And no. Well, here's the thing. Like Jay-Z has always been very good to me.
Yes.
Our teams are really close. Like, it's like they sometimes will call and say, how does she feel about...
Yeah.
And that's not like an official offer or an official or like a conference room conversation.
It's just a
like
feeling
our teams
out.
are really close. How does she feel about it in general? And we're always able to like tell him the truth.
Can't stop us. They can't stop the comedy. Look what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. He's back in full force.
Yeah.
Even though we're not always funny here, we say other stuff.
You're always funny, Joy.
Well, we try our best.
Well, thank you, Sonny.
You're always funny too, Whoopi.
You know, one thing I thought of, though, you know, Christine Nome, the one who killed the dog.
Cricket.
She killed Cricket, yeah.
Puppy.
Who does that? Who shoots a puppy? Only her. Anyway, she's threatening to go to the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny is there and round up all these people that.
This is actually laughable. The View is sitting here. Oh, we are still here. I don't get it. I don't understand why they must do this every single time. You know, talking about, like, they sit here, they create fun or say some things that amaze people. I have never seen that. For the little time I spent watching some of these their clips, I don't see any. Each time these people go viral on social media, is saying some ridiculous things to trigger people, like what Whoopi suggested there. Before you go, you have to paint your body black. That's supposed to be funny, right? Whoopi, I have been told for many years that cultural appropriation is bad. But look at this. Sometimes when I look at these people, I begin to ask myself, what is wrong with them? They will always say things like this to trigger people on the internet. It's crazy, right? I don't know why this show is still there. Issue of skin color is now what is happening here. So if Taylor Swift is there, they will allow illegals to enter everywhere, right? That is what they're implying here.
Conservative pipeline. Now, if you're unaware about her history with the Orange Man, he didn't like her very much. He, in all caps, I hate Taylor Swift. She's a childless cat lady. I want you to bank that for later in the video. But once this engagement happened, we had a public statement put out by Pumpkin Man. And he said, wow, Taylor Swift, you know what? She's a great person. She's a terrific person even. And I'm very happy for them. I wish them best in their marriage. Okay. Now, I'm not claiming that Taylor Swift can control what that man says or that they are partnering in these words. No, I'm not saying that. But the U.S. has a history of using pop culture to further a political agenda. She's doing what he wants everyone else to do, is to get married and have white babies. What I do know that she can control is...
I'm going to make the video short. I want to appreciate people that are constantly supporting me, sharing out my videos. If you don't understand how I speak, you can always read. There are things I say, I will put it on for people who don't understand how I talk. So please bear with me. God bless you abundantly. Please share the videos. And as of the short clips at the end, that is for the YT algorithm. They hardly recommend clips on this channel, so I try my best every time to do this.
Is next year the wedding year? Is that when it's happening?
Meaning that I was going to invite you to it.
You got a 5-album deal. Is the new bit of finger jewelry.
The hardware upgrade?
Yes. Check it out.
Trump warned you in August. Taylor Swift is not hot anymore.
And that we needed to play, and I think it's up. I cannot stand him, Glenn. J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American Armed Forces, you should have to be in shape. There should be a bare minimum of fitness.
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama.
Is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of...
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one. Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by.
Does not have a right to have a television show where...
to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
all the same people that are in these polite...
Disagree with what Gavin Newsom said, that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle. He's not wrong about that last.